Well, hello world, welcome to Raccoon Point Studios. I'm Sean Bombs, and today we're taking a look at the Life is Unfair Cerebral Cortex. This is an expression pedal that can control up to 4 different pedals at once. Instead of having a foot pedal, it uses joysticks, and this thing couldn't have came at a better time because I am experimenting a lot with synths and guitar pedals and drum machines. I just recently got the Teenage Engineering KO2, which has been awesome to use just for coming up with different ideas quickly. This thing is great too. Just to let you know, Life is Unfair did send this to me, but they did not ask me to say anything or whatever. They, just see how you like it. So I'm making the video for that. I just want to let you know up front. But you either need this thing or you don't. You know what I'm saying? All right, so on the back you have TRS jacks, 4 of them, and that's how it works. So any pedals that have expression jacks on them with TRS inputs is how this will work. This won't work with most Line 6 stuff as they use TS. I have to say it's been a blast using this thing. I use expression all the time. Every single pedal board I have, I've had an expression pedal. So to be able to control 4 different things at once while I'm just creating and coming up with stuff makes it so much easier to come up with different ideas that would be very hard to do if you had to go to each pedal and try to turn different knobs at the same time. So this makes it so you can do all that, and it just makes making like electronic stuff fun. So in this first example, I used the Eventide H9 and the Boss MD200 going after the Teenage Engineering KO, and I'm using delay on the Eventide and phaser on the H9. And when I move around the joystick, you get all these funky sounds, and it's really cool. It really stepped up the beat that I had going on. And then I also used it with the Cloudburst going after my Line 6 DL4 MK2 for some vocal trickery and basically just swells and all that stuff. So yeah, let's check it out. So as you can tell, you can do a lot of things at one time, and you can just kind of get into the music and create and not have to think about all this other stuff. So this next example, I am using the microKORG going into a Boss synth pedal, the SY1, and also into a Boss bass synth pedal. And I'm splitting it left and right. and then that's going into the Old Blood Noise Endeavor's Dark Light, and that'll be in stereo as well. I'm also using the Eventide H9 with the KO2 at the same time, and yeah, I'm using all the outputs, or all the, all these jacks on the back. The stick here will be for the synth pedals, and this side will be for the Eventide and the Old Blood Noise Endeavors, and you get some interesting stuff, so check it out. So for this next example, I am using the Micro Korg into 4 pedals that are all daisy chained together, and I'm using the Boss PS6 Harmonist, and that's going to be for a 5th up, so it's going to glide when I go up. And then I have the Boss MD200 on a slicer, and basically it's going to be like from a wet dry depth type of thing, so it won't be so noticeable until I really jam on the joystick. And then the Cloudburst is going to be like a wet dry thing with a tone changing as well. And then the Eventide is on some kind of tape delay, and it's basically the feedback's going to go up and down with a little bit of wow and flutter. And yeah, so check it out. Alright, so for this last one, I am going to just do vocals through that same chain, but this time the harmonist is doing a low octave when I mess with the joystick. The MD200 is going to be vibrato, and it's just going to, for the depth of it, so it's more pronounced. It's going to give it more of a chorusy kind of sound. And then the cloudburst is going to be going from a full-on stun on the reverb and pulled back a little bit when it's not all the way up. And then I'm still using that same tape delay. I think it's just time different. And yeah, that's going to be, you know, feedback up and feedback back. So check it out. So hopefully you got something out of this. I mean, the takeaway for me is I can perform. I can perform and just like sing, play the keyboard, have it do a few things, mess with these, get some different ebbs and flows of the frequencies and the delays and space and time, and just mess with stuff and just have a blast. And then, you know, the second star of the show right now is this, or the co-star of the show right now is this Teenage Engineering KO2. This is a writing machine for me, man, because having like bass lines I can throw in there or whatever, you know, I can set up scenes and do all that stuff. I could be able to actually create a song and mess with stuff in this, and then have my synth and just, you know, and bring a guitar into it, and, you know, the vocals, like just have a whole thing set up here and just go. Like I could go perform this way and I'd be completely content to do that, you know. I feel like there's more capabilities. I mean, and if you think about it like this, if I have this on here for, say, synth, maybe I have bass lines already in the KO2, I could grab a guitar, have an expression pedal on the floor for whatever effects I'm using with that. And, you know, it's just crazy how much stuff we can do with this. And yeah, man, this thing is really, really cool. When I first got it, I wasn't even sure yet. And then once I started messing around, it was like my just brain exploded. I was like, okay, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can put together and kind of morph into each other, you know, because even simply rearranging these pedals and trying different things, you could come up with all sorts of different stuff. So it really can help add some spice into whatever you're doing. So if it's a simple keyboard thing and you have a few pedals, that, you know, you just boom, 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 and you're coming up with sounds that aren't in the pedal or in the synth, you know. I know a lot of people like the Arturia Micro Freak, so it's something like if I had that, I know that doesn't have effects in it, you know, I could connect my pedals to that, which I'm probably gonna get that thing, but man, I'm sorry. I drank espresso and I'm excited about this stuff. Like seriously, this is probably my favorite new thing that I've gotten in a long time. If you got anything out of this, hit the like. If you like this kind of content, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.